Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where I have arrived in the 21st Hall, and I need to go and meet with Broker, who is in the Chamber of Leadership, I believe it's called. Or is it Chamber? Yes, the Chamber of Leadership. Let's see what he has to say and how things are going. Here we are, Broker and Bori. Hello there.
This needs doing.
Welcome to the Chamber of Leadership, Pinelore. From here, I will lead my people to even greater glory in Moria. Ooh, all right. Ooh, and a nice tracery, too.
I can hardly believe that we are here. This is a joyous day for the dwarves.
The time of the dwarves is truly at hand, Pinelore. How ludicrous we were to fear that some curse might lie upon Moria after all these years. Had we returned before now, Moria might be thriving already. Well, there is this whole thing about a certain other expedition here, I think. Well, what's done is done. We are here now, and many of my dwarves of the expedition have ventured forth into deep tunnels, seeking great riches that must surely lie untouched within the caves of Moria. If you come across Roker or Uthrig during their explorations of Zelim-Melek, make sure to lend them any assistance that they may require. They set out through the southern passages of the 21st Hall, but where they went from there, I don't know. Alright, I'll see if I can find Roker or Uthrig. I seem to have found Uthrig.
May Durien return soon to his halls.
Oh, hello there! Lord Broker sent you to help me? I appreciate the offer, but I have no need of your assistance. In the halls of my fathers I need rely on none but the strength of my own arm. Uthrig cocks his head and glares into the shadows. I may have been too quick to speak, helpful one. There is someone there in the shadows. Prepare for battle! Ooh. Alright, well then let's deal with this. And there you go. Well, that was nice timing. Alright, you're welcome. I guess we should go and report. I found one of your dwarves.
The sign of the White Hand, you say?
Oh, he owes you his life, Pinelore. He has always been headstrong and impertinent, but I can't blame him here. Desire to claim the riches of Khazad-dûm has blinded many dwarves to the minding of their own safety. Still, he's fortunate that you came along when you did. Uruks are fierce and not to be underestimated. Tell me more of this Uruk scout. There's something about your story that gives me pause. Why, what was wrong?
We must do something about the White Hand within Moria.
Are you certain that the Uruk you fought there had the mark of the White Hand? That's very unusual, Pinelore. What compelled these creatures to enter Moria? They certainly didn't come the way that we did. That means that they must have gone round the mountain and come in from the east. But for what purpose? Some suspicious plot is afoot, and I don't like it. It doesn't matter. Any orc or Uruk is a threat to us. Those of the White Hand no less than any other. Search out orcs of any allegiance throughout Zelim-Melek and the Red Horn Lodes and defeat them wherever possible. The only orc I like is a dead one. Alright. Defeat orcs. In Red Homes and Zelim-Melek. Well, I think I know the perfect location.
Many armories and forges of the dwarves lie dormant in Khazad-dûm, awaiting the hands of their masters. One such has been claimed by the orcs of Moria for a training hall. If the forge is to see service again, The orcs must be driven forth.
This is the instance that I traditionally do whenever I do this quest. I'm not sure whether these are accounting as part of Zelimelech or of the Redhorn Lodes, but it does count for this quest. And you have to kill more than 12 orcs in order to complete the quest, so yes, I do have a tendency to do this specific instance whenever I'm doing this. And of course it does help a little bit with my allies, so probably I don't need much help on the allies at the moment, but out of habit, I still like doing this particular quest for completing this, in this particular instance, in order to complete this quest. So this is the training hall. This is one of the Dolben View legendary item quests that we have into there. Let me just take care of this. Now this one is a level 54 quest, so I'm getting a little bit high on this one now. I think I usually do this quest when I am maybe a couple of levels lower than I am now, but due to the by doing it everything that was in volume 1, that I'm a little bit higher than I usually am when in getting to this point. So now we have that taken care of. Now we go to the other side. I think it'd probably be about a good time maybe to do the Ghost Forge, or the one that's involved with the Marivel. I think the Marivel Outcast or something like that is the other one, but those two won't be helping with the epic story point where I'm at now, since those wouldn't be killing orcs and goblins within the Redhorn Lodes or Zelimelech. And there you go. I think that takes care of everyone except for the boss. Alright. Wait, this thing goes a lot faster when you are slightly over level for it. Here we go. But I think that means it'll be time for us to head back to Broger and tell him that I have completed slaying those orcs, or uruks, or whatever are in here. Of course, before I talk to Broger,
I am at your service.
so you've returned! Ah! And I see that you have brought the empowered garnet. Yep, I have succeeded. So let's just add a few things for the legendary items. And ooh, somebody dropped a staff in there. Not that it's going to be much good now that we got legendary items. Oh well. A tracery. What type is it? Cracked earth damage. I dealt with some orcs that had taken over an area and turned it into a training hall of all things.
You have done well.
Thank you again for your service. I don't like that there are so many orcs in Moria, but I am particularly troubled by the presence of those of the White Hand. Either they followed us somehow, or they were here first. Neither of those possibilities bodes well for my folk. Well, yeah, that's there's a point in that. Now let's see. Well, obviously the wheel ring. I'll just have to.
You should help my dwarves unearth the buried chamber of records.
The White Hand will have to wait, though, because War has sent me word that he wants your help. You remember War, don't you? He supervised the opening of the Holine Gate and has a very high opinion of you, as do we all, of course. His team of workers have been excavating the chamber of Mozerbal the Chamber of Records, located just north of the 21st Hall and on the right. Walk there and speak to War about the task that he has for you. We will discuss the White Hand problem upon your return. All right. Very well. Oh, what's this? A riddle? Let's see if I understand this properly. Well, yeah, it looks like Foggear's written language. Let's see. Dwarf walketh over, dwarf walketh under. In times of war, dwarf burneth asunder. Well, okay, so a dwarf will walk over it and under it, but he'll burn it down in a time of war. Well, I guess we'll have to cross this bridge when we come to it. Ah, this looks like our turn now. Let's see what's inside here. Oh, this doesn't look like it's in very good shape. Oh, there are plaques all over here. Let's see, we've got a cup. I wonder if a dwarf could walk under a cup. That sounds unlikely. How about footsteps? Well, I can see walking over footsteps, but walking under footsteps? Well, you get trampled in that case. Bridge! Okay, a bridge. Alright, fine. One riddle solved. Now, let's see what War has to say.
Something collapsed the roof of this chamber. I know not what.
Maybe somebody thought it was a bridge. Oh, any case, there you are. I have some work for you, if you don't mind getting your hands dirty. This place was called the Chamber of Mazarbul because it once stored important records of its day. At some point during the long time that Moria stood empty, the ceiling seems to have collapsed. As you can see, the whole room has been filled with rubble and debris. We're trying to search through the debris for something of interest that can be found. Help my dwarves with the task and bring me anything you find. Alright. Anything I can find that's noteworthy. What about here? Well, how about this book? Okay, yeah, okay, I could bring this Broger. Alright, let's go and see what Broger thinks about this book. I found this book in the Chamber of Mazarbul.
I cannot bear to read this book.
Broger takes the book from you and flips gingerly through the brittle pages. His breath catches as comprehension appears to dawn on him. This is the Book of Mazarbul, and it seems to contain a record of Balin's settlement. It is grim reading, Pinelore. Grim reading. If you would be so good as to bring it to my cousin Bosi, he will want to see it. He has always had more of a stomach than I for records such as this. I don't want to read this horrific end. It is enough for me to know that they are dead. Bosi is still in the chamber of the crossroads in Duran's Way. Alright, so I will take this to Bosi and see what he says about it. Bosi, I found this book in the Chamber of Mazarbul.
This looks to be grim reading, but I will do so from the beginning.
This is a record of Balin's expedition and tells of their unhappy end. At least we now know what befell our kin in Moria. Black pit indeed. Or so it seems in my grief. I'll read it from the beginning, but in the meantime, I would have you help me with another matter, that I may devote my time to this. All right, and what's that?
The dwarves of my expedition are getting restless.
One of my dwarves, a miner by the name of Swaina, has taken upon himself to attack the goblins of the Silvertine Lodes. He has the strength of limb that matches his headstrong nature, but there are too many goblins in that place for even him to conquer alone. Oh, wait. He didn't go to Gamil Philek. No. Swaina believes that the goblins have a home in the waterworks, and I heard him vow to follow the mining tracks that run through the Silvertine Lodes to the flooded depths themselves. Look for the southernmost tracks on your map, and you will find Swaina searching there for goblins. I'll continue to read from the Book of Mazarbul, but you must journey to the southernmost reach of the Silvertine Lodes to dissuade Swaina from his foolhardy mission. I don't doubt that he'll slay many goblins, but he will not know when to retreat. You will find him and rescue him from his own folly. All right, fine. I shall find him. Now all I have to do is follow the mining tracks, and eventually I will find Swaina, preferably alive, right? Ah, there's somebody up ahead. Maybe someone who knows Swaina, or maybe it's even Swaina himself. Hello there.
Balin came, but we have heard no word from him.
Oh, I've just heard word from him, and it's not good reading. That's all I gotta say about that. So, Bosi wants me to return to the Chamber of Crossroads. Yeah, if you want to read the word about Balin, you're welcome to read that book. Of course, Bosi says that's grim reading. Oh, I can't go there now yet. There are goblins next to you. Come, fight by my side. Oh, all right. You're saying that there are goblins here? All right, fine. And then we get Hugh Goblin next. There you go. And that's for you, and that is for you. Thank you, my friend. Return to Lord Bosi and tell him that these goblins have long memories. Yeah. Apparently they do. Well then, let's get back to the Chamber of Crossroads. I helped Swaina fend off some goblins.
Thank you for saving Swaina from the goblins and from himself.
Well, I'm glad that you found him, for he is strong of arm and valiant. We will have need of him for many days to come. I hope he doesn't get himself into trouble before then. I have read more of the Book of Mazarbul, and how is it? I would presume it's still grim reading?
I am worried that the account in the Book of Mazarbul might happen again.
It's worse than I expected, Pinelore. Balin's final lot was grim. I have not yet read all, but there's much here we should take as a warning. They are greatly outnumbered, but seem not to know it until it was too late. Return to the Chamber of Leadership off the 21st Hall in Zenimelek, and tell my cousin Broger to be more cautious. I'm worried that if we don't take the lessons from Balin's expedition, we may be doomed to his fate. Perhaps I'm overreacting. Indeed, I hope that this is true. Regardless, bring my warning to Broger as quickly as you may. All right, I will do it quickly then. Bosi is busy reading the book, and he says it's very, very grim reading, and he thinks that we are in danger.
Bosi is worried for nothing. This time will be different.
My cousin is always worried too much. Balin came to a bad end, yes, but this time will be different. Look at all the victories that we've already had, and in so short a time. We will be fine, Pinelore. Do not heed Bosie's groundless worrying. He always does this. Moria has cost him so much already. Surely its worst is already behind us.
My nephew has come up with a daring plan. You should ask him about it.
Ooh. So it appears that Bori has a daring plan. What could this be? We have to find that out in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.